Hey all, Glenn Kirchner here. Please enjoy this video on the Political Voices Network.
I got to get your reaction to just whatever you think. Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean,
So Kash Patel, because the DOJ was my beloved home for decades. I'm going to try to do the top six hits on Kash Patel. He wrote a book called King Donald, the fantastical retelling of how Hillary tried to take down King Donald.
Yeah.
He had a judge rule that he is, quote, not a credible witness. That is the death knell to the career of most people at the Department of Justice. He pled the Fifth. He invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination when he was put in the grand jury and asked about Donald Trump's classified documents crimes. You're only allowed to plead the Fifth if your truthful testimony would incriminate you. He wrote a book, Government Gangsters, with an enemies list that he intends to carry with him to the Department of Justice. Bill Barr said he will be in the leadership of the FBI, quote, over my dead body. And he told the thousands of people at FBI headquarters on Pennsylvania Avenue that I'm going to close you all down on day one and open you up on day two as a museum of the deep state. How in the bleep is this guy competent, equipped to be the director of the FBI?
Yep. And now we're left wondering if, as Glenn said, the Supreme Court will do anything about the monster they created, or will they say,
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Okay. Glenn, I'm going to leave you with Courtney's post. She said the way the pendulum is going to swing back so hard in the other direction is going to be staggering, and it will. By the time this is all over, there's going to be nothing but red dust. It might not happen soon enough for most of us sane folks, but it'll happen, and it's going to be inglorious. I mean, it's already happening in polling and elsewhere.
I'll give her the hallelujah chorus, and I'll say we all need to be behind that pendulum, pushing it with all we've got, because this is not sustainable. And I believe Donald Trump will sort of cause his own demise.
I feel like I need to just talk to you as a human first before a prosecutor, because I just, there literally is a new low almost every hour, isn't there?
Yeah, we lost some men and women of the military. We lost a full passenger plane full of family members, friends, neighbors. And Donald Trump, not surprisingly, said, I take no responsibility at all. You know, welcome to the age of government lawlessness and callousness and indecency. I mean, you know, what I'm really angry with myself about, Steph, is I let Trump and his lawless cabal, you know, get my stomach tied in knots every day. And I try to untie it. But I want to share with everybody that all of us who are in this fight for the soul of American democracy and for the rule of law are twisted up and nauseous every day. And that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. This is exactly where he wants us to be. And we have to fight through it. We have to keep fighting with everything we've got. And his irresponsibility, his incompetence, and his imbecility, not only his, but the people he surrounds himself with, will be his downfall. It won't be quick and it won't be easy, but the downfall will come and America will rise again. I'm convinced of it, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah. Can I just say, Pete Dominic, let's make a note, who I love,
all right.
Comedian extraordinary, but he echoes your point, Glenn. He said, this cycle will repeat daily, a tragic news event followed by an outrageous response from Trump and his supporters. The normal reaction to this is anger, sadness, and fear. Don't let them take your joy. It is so hard, but don't let them take your power. I mean, that's what they want, is just this despair. And his shamelessness in going out and blaming Obama and Biden for something that just happened on his watch directly from his decisions. And he thinks no one's going to talk about him letting Elon Musk push out the head of the FAA, firing how many FAA employees, gutting, right, hiring freeze on air traffic controllers. And then here it comes, right? Here comes the obviously the stories about that this happened because it was understaffed. The air traffic control was understaffed, right?
It happened on his watch. It may have been a product of decisions he made in recent days. It may not. We'll have to await the results of the investigation. And while there's still searching for victims in this recovery mission, trying to find folks to pull out of the freezing Potomac River. And he's asked, are you going to go look at the scene? He said, what scene? It's water. What, do you want me to swim? I mean, it's beyond callousness. It's beyond words. And let me just give a shout out to my brother in baldness, Pete Dominic. The number of times I've kissed that man on his bald head, and I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. I can send you the pictures. They're like PG rated, but I love him, and I respect and I admire him, and he is a dear, dear friend.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
See, that is a secure straight man right there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, where do I? Andrea Junker, said using the American Airlines Black Hawk helicopter tragedy to trash Obama and Biden and praise himself is as malicious as it is typical of this narcissist. Shame on all of you who voted for Trump as president. This monster and his actions will be your responsibility forever. The other thing you happen to mention, yes, there were 3 United States service people killed. He hasn't said anything.
Well, he did this morning, Steph.
Oh, he did finally? Okay.
He said something like, look, the helicopter was flying 200 feet too high. I may have the number off. Is that so hard to understand? I mean, the indecency and the callousness is so off the charts. And Steph, he's going to alienate everybody, even people who, for whatever reason, were supporting him previously. His downfall is coming. His downfall is coming one way or another.
Yeah. Glenn, you know, we were saying this before even his just despicable press conference yesterday that, you know, if this had happened under Biden, fill in the blank, you know, they would have called for criminal prosecution already. Had Biden made the decisions Trump made that led directly to this. But here's our you know, the problem. We don't trust any investigation done by the Trump administration is ever going to blame Trump for anything, right?
No, he has the power of lawlessness bestowed upon him by the Supreme Court, and that will be DOJ's top cover. It will be their excuse to say we can't criminally investigate a president, even though the American people see him committing crimes day in and day out, because the Supreme Court said we can't. And in a very real sense, for his core constitutional presidential functions, the Supreme Court said he can't be investigated or prosecuted. That is what DOJ will hide behind.
Yeah. There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.